Hey guys, it is Saturday, June 1st. I'm going to speak right into the microphone. My dog is sitting there on the couch, and it is just under 68,000 on Bitcoin. And I just want to talk a little bit about politics and Bitcoin and whether it matters. So I'm going to look at politics, I'm going to look at Fed rates, and I'm going to look at who's in charge of the SEC. So obviously, everybody's tempers are getting really stoked with the recent Trump stuff, and and I'm not immune, right? This stuff does irritate me. It irritates me both to see a president being tried, an ex-president being tried in New York for something that really feels like a misdemeanor to me. But it's also feels bad that the way that this is just not being handled in a civilized way by both parties. And I get like everybody else, I'm very annoyed at all the double take and the, you just can't trust. You certainly can't trust the Democrats. I'm not sure you can trust the Republicans either, to take them at their word. But let's put all that stuff aside and let's just look at the numbers here real quickly, okay? So I made this little presentation. I think you will find it interesting. And the presentation is called Politics and the Power Law. So let's look at this real quickly. And really the subtitle here is, does elections, the Fed, and the SEC matter? And short answer is TLDR, no. Okay, so this is the effect of politics on the power law. So we have, and you see each of these administrations is getting compressed in time because we're kind of going in logarithmic time. So, so they're getting compressed, right? So this is there was two terms of the Obama, the end of the first term and then the whole second term of the Obama presidency. And you see the power law worked great. Had these two big peaks, but, overall we're completely on the support line. We're completely on the trend line. Everything's working great. Now, we go into the Trump year, and yeah, look, I mean, we're doing great. We're again completely on the support line and on the top. Looks really great for when Trump's in charge. And now we've got 4 years of Biden, excuse me, and now we're going to go into who knows what, whether it's Trump or Biden. So I put it in gray. And you can see here, the expectation of the power law is we roughly go to 300,000 on the trend line, about 1 million on the uptrend, and then about 100,000 on the downtrend, right? If we get there. So that's what the power law statistically says is going to happen, regardless of whose election. And then we have one more term of we don't know who. Right, and that will take us to almost 1 million on the trend line, almost 2 million or about 2 million on the up, and about 400,000 on the down, 300,000 on the down. So that's kind of what the power law suggests for the next 8 years, kind of regardless of politics. Now, let's just ask ourselves: does the Fed make a difference? Because we all want lower rates and markets to pump. Let's see if that makes a difference. So here, we had effectively zero rates up until 2016. And you see, everything worked great. We had the power law. Now we started having a rate increase from 2016 to 2019. It was pretty substantial. It went up to 2.8%. So I marked that in brown. And that didn't stop the power law. Didn't at all stop the massive rally we had in 2017. So that irrelevant. And then we had again a period of zero rates, really following 2019 and the pandemic, and then that obviously didn't do anything. The power law just continued great. And then we've had a very, very severe headwinds since 2022, and we're at 5 and 3 ACE right now. It does not seem to make a difference. So I would say rates don't seem to make a difference. As crazy as that may sound, and every bone in my body wants to say rates are going to make a huge difference, but statistically they don't. And last, let's look at the effect of the SEC. Well, we've had 5 SEC commissioners under Bitcoin so far. The first of the 3, I don't even really know any of these 3. It's Shapiro, Walter, and White. Up until 2017, nobody really, if you weren't, if you were in crypto, the SEC wasn't so relevant up until then. It started getting relevant in 2018, really, is when Clayton sort of did the first crackdown on ICOs and stuff. But really, the SEC was not very present in the first 3 terms and didn't seem to make a difference. These were all, of course, Democrats. Then Clayton came in, a Republican, and he definitely cracked down in 2018 on all forms of crypto. Not so much Bitcoin, but there were a lot of enforcement actions, right? And then Gensler, obviously, very sort of anti-crypto, anti-exchange, anti-everything, and that hasn't made a difference either. So at the end of the day, I would say, as much as we have emotions about these 3 topics, the SEC, the Fed policy, and who's in charge, who runs the presidency, it does not look like these things make a statistical difference. So this is something that is like the adoption of the cell phones or the adoption of television. It's sort of independent of, it's happening independent of who's running the U.S. And of course, it's not just a U.S. phenomena, it's a world phenomena. Most Bitcoin users are not in the U.S., actually. And so it stands to reason that it shouldn't really just be a function of who's in charge in the U.S. I mean, that's a part of it, but it's not the whole thing. There's way more Bitcoin users in, Asia than there are in the U.S. So, anyways, that's my little short presentation today. Not that short, but have a great weekend, guys, and please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to get ahead on my YouTube followers, and I got my book. It's all finished. Now we're kind of moving into the final production phases on the matte paper. It's going to look a little bit like this. This is the model for the book, which is this Ed Ruscha sort of art book, and this is kind of what we're looking for. We're trying to hit sort of this sort of art book type format, and it's going to be this size. So it's 11 inches by 11 inches. It's going to be a really beautiful book, very, very different from any other book on Bitcoin. And I should have the final proofs done in a week, and then some of you I'm going to send some early copies just to get your feedback, because I'd love to get Larry Lepard, Adam Back, a bunch of people like that. I'd love to get their feedback on this book. So anyways, thank you very much, guys, and I will catch you later.